Hello student, in the video lecture series of heat transfer, in this video we are going to learn the analysis of composite wall to find out the heat transfer. Now in previous video already we found out the thermal resistances for slab, for cylinder and sphere and also for convection. Now we want to find out the heat transfer and thermal resistances for composite wall. Now we will take one example. Already we took it, same example we carry forward it. This is the refrigerator which made up of puff and stainless steel material or sheet metal material. So heat transfer is take place from outside to inside. So first from outer atmosphere to sheet material outer surface, then from outer surface to inner surface, and then from inner surface of your sheet metal to the puff material, and from the puff material to inner atmosphere of the fridge. Like this your heat is get transfer. For that I am taking this much of part and this atmosphere, inner atmosphere and outer atmosphere for the analysis purpose. So as to same heat is get transferred from this side, and we can easily find out, if we are able to find out this one, we can easily able to find out top and bottom, and ultimately we can find it out the total heat transfer for the fridge. Now we start with this case. So we first of all draw this case. So this is the thickness of your outer side, I call it as an B1, and this is the inner side, call it as an B2. This material is made up of puff, polyurethane, this made up of stainless steel, or you can take it as an metal sheet. Now heat transfer direction will be this one, so I call it as an Q, and here temperature of outer side is an TF1 and inner side will be, I call it as an TF2. This is a case of slab or wall. Okay. Now I will take the random temperature over here. So this is T1, which is higher one than T2, and T2 is higher than T3, and T3 is higher than TF2. Like this heat is get transferred because inner side of fridge temperature will be very low. Inner side. This is outer side. Now if I want to write down the formula for this one for a single material, before that I want to understand how many resistances are there. So from TF1 temperature heat is transferred to T1, and obviously TF1 is greater. Let's say this is 25 degrees Celsius. So T1 will becomes a 20 degrees Celsius. Over here this will becomes a 17 degrees Celsius. These are the example I quoted inside the circle so as to you can understand. So this will becomes insulation, so drastically temperature will be get decrease over here. So it will be 5 degrees Celsius, and this will be, let's say, 0 or 1 degree Celsius. Okay. So like this 25 degrees Celsius to 20, 20 to 17, 17 to 5 degrees Celsius and 10 degrees Celsius, like this. So here temperature 25, here 20, so temperature difference, so heat transformation will be take place. But here is the fluid, is not a solid part over here. So this molecule will become closer, takes the heat, and like this heat is get transferred. So molecules will be get moved. So this type of heat transfer is known as a convection. So this resistance I call it as a convection resistance. So I write it down convection. And this is for outside, so I write it down out. Then next resistance is due to the sheet metal, so I write like this. So this is the resistance due to this slab. So this resistance I call it as an RTH due to metal sheet. This resistance is offered by the puff material, so I write it down puff. This resistance, again from here heat is get transferred by the convection, so I call it as an con in, and like this circuit will be get complete, and this is your delta T. Now once again I repeat, this R convection out is due to the temperature difference TF1 and T1. This RTH MS is due to the temperature difference T1 and T2. This RTH puff is temperature, this resistance offer for this temperature T2 and T3, and R convection in this resistance offered for the temperature T3 and TF2, which is inside refrigerator temperature. Now Q amount of heat is get transfer. When Q amount of heat is get transfer through this circuit, so if you see that this Q amount of heat from here by convection to this surface is same. Let's say it is an 25 watt. So from here to here it is 25 watt. From here to here also 25 watt. From here to here again 25 watt, and from here to here again 25 watt. So throughout the system your heat transfer will be not get split. That's why we draw all these resistance in one fashion, that is nothing but in one line. So this kind of scenario where your heat transfer pass through your all the resistance will be same, that type of system is known as an series system. That problem we can solve with the help of series analogy or series system of electrical, or whatever formula in a electrical subject. To solve the circuit for series we can apply for heat transfer also. So how to find it out? Already we know that Q is nothing but the delta T upon RTH. So what is the delta T for over here? Delta T is nothing but the TF1 minus TF2. So TF1 minus TF2 your temperature difference divided by how many resistances are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. In that first resistance from convection, so I write it down R convection, and this is from outside, so out, plus second one RTH, it is due to the metal sheet, so I write it down metal sheet, plus RTH due to the puff material, and last one is nothing but the RTH, that is nothing but the inner side material. So in. So I write it down all the resistances at the denominator. So this RTH will becomes not, if there is a single material, at that time I write it down the RTH. But here there are two material, along with there are two convection, inner and outer side. So this RTH will becomes a RTH equivalent. So the RTH equivalent is nothing but the R convection at outer side plus RTH MS, that is metal sheet, RTH puff plus RTH in, that is nothing but this denominator. If I find it out all these resistances, if I know the temperature, I can easily find it out the heat transfer for the composite material. Now how to find it out this RTH equivalent? RTH equivalent is equal to, how to write down the convection for inner outer side, 1 upon, already we seen in last video how to find it out the thermal resistance for convection, HA, 1 upon HA, but here H is what? Outer side convective heat transfer, and here will be an H, inner side convective, because outer side and inner side atmosphere is different, so convective heat transfer coefficient are different. So here we want to write H out, and area will be same, because area facing, we are taking the area which is perpendicular to heat transfer direction, and right now it is same because we don't want to take this area. Area is perpendicular, that means 3 dimension I want to draw, and that area we want to take as an our required area. So this area will be an same, so it will becomes 1 upon h out into A plus RTH ms will becomes what? This resistance. So this resistance, this is the case of slab, so we want to use a formula of slab. So what is the formula of slab for thermal resistance? B upon Ka. More precisely, this thickness is an 1, because this is we are writing down for ms, so it will becomes B1, and this will be write it down kms. So we want to take the thermal conductivity of metal sheet plus puff material, so it will becomes a B2, because B2 is the thickness, K is nothing but the thermal conductivity of puff material into area, plus thermal resistance for inner side, so it will becomes a 1, H in, so that is convective heat transfer coefficient at inner side into area. So some students say, sir, atmosphere is very big, how we are taking only this much of area for convection also? But though the atmosphere is very big, only this much of atmosphere, out of all this much of atmosphere are facing this much of area, so we have to take that area as an thermal resistance in case of convection. So we know the H, we know the thickness, we know the thermal conductivity, we can find out the RTH equivalent. Once we know the RTH equivalent, and if we know the temperature, we can find out the Q. Like this we can solve the problem of your slab. Okay, now once you find it out this Q, heat transfer, then you can also able to find out. Right now I am noting the temperature, that is here will be in 25, here is 20, here is 70 degrees Celsius, here 5, and here will be and let's say 1 degree Celsius. But if you don't know the temperature, let's say T2 temperature is you don't know, and they ask you to find out the T2 temperature, you can also find it out the T2 temperature. How? Always remember that T2 temperature, from where here is the temperature TF1, here will be an temperature T1, here will be an temperature T2. So T2 temperature is in between, T2 is the temperature after your first resistance, then this is T3, this is your TF2. So you wanted to know the T2 temperature, so you want to take this much of as your circuit. So how many resistances are in between this circuit? Only 2, convection and 1 due to the MS plate. So only this much, so I can have a circuit like this, RTH due to convection and RTH due to MS. So here will be an TF1, here will be an T1, and here will be an T2. Only this much, and through that again heat transfer is same, that is Q. Okay, but temperature difference will be get changed. So what is this temperature difference? First temperature is TF1 minus second temperature is nothing but the T2. So your formula will becomes Q is equal to TF1 minus T2 divided by these two resistances, that is 1 upon H out into A plus B1 upon K ms into area. Okay, very simple. If you want to find out the T3 temperature, and if you know the TF1, then you have to take TF1 to T3 and count the resistance. This is first resistance due to convection, this is second resistance, and this is the. Then take over here TF1 minus T3 and write down all the 3 resistance at the denominator. Okay, in the examination, first you have to find out which temperature are given. You required at least 2 temperature. If they given only T1 and T3 temperature, for example T1 and T3, you have to take only 2 resistance for the consideration. So this formula will becomes T1 minus T3, T1 minus T3. In that only 2 resistances are there, that you have to write down as an B1 upon K ms A plus B2 upon K puff into A, and solve it and find out the heat transfer. Once you find it out the heat transfer, then you can find it out the outer side and inner side freeze temperature also. How? Once you know the Q, then put down that Q and only take this much of resistance, only one resistance, that is TF1 minus T1, TF1 minus T1 divided by 1 upon H out E. Okay, so in that unknown term is nothing but the TF1. Okay, T1 is known to you, already known. Q we already find it out, so likewise you can find it out the value of TF1. So always your strategy is that first of all which two temperature are given, take that temperature, and within that temperature how many resistances are there, that you have to take at the denominator and find out the heat transfer. Once you find it out the heat transfer, you can find it out intermediate temperature or any unknown temperature. So by using this we can easily find it out the heat transfer. First we can easily find out the heat transfer. Second, we can easily find it out the intermediate temperature. Third, we can easily find it out the material thermal conductivity. Sometimes material thermal conductivity is not given, that also we can find it out. And fourth, we can also find it out the thickness of material. So this is nothing but the design of any thermal equipment. For any thermal equipment, if you want to design, at that time you require this knowledge. Okay, that in that sometime heat transfer is known to you and we want to decide the thickness of material and material thermal conductivity, which material we want to take. Then likewise by taking the heat transfer into consideration, you can easily find it out the which material you wanted to use and what is the thickness of it, so as to you can attain that much amount of heat transfer. Like this you want to treat the slab when it is in composite. Thank you.